Today I brought you some news relating to Marmoset, the real-time rendering, texturing, and baking tool, and its next version 5. So Marmoset has recently announced the beta testing for Marmoset Toolbag 5, which is now open to the public. And the developers claim that this new release is gonna be a game changer for 3D artists of all disciplines, as this update will bring with it a list of new features for the major parts of Toolbag, as in new features for baking, texturing, and rendering systems. And without forgetting the main part of the update, and that is the new UDIM support for Marmoset. The aim of this update, as they said, is to expand the production capabilities of the tool in all parts of the 3D production pipeline. Well, Toolbag 5 has only been released in open beta, so I won't and you shouldn't be expecting some groundbreaking and flawless features just yet. But from what we can see and what they are planning to bring with this update, this will not be far-fetched. And without further ado, let's jump right in and see what these updates will bring. Starting with baking, the soon-to-come update will bring with it the possibility to bake UDIM textures, making it easy to manage complex and high-resolution textures, especially for big assets and big projects such as films and complex things. The bevel shader will add a way to mimic round edges and corners on a model at render time, with the option to bake the output to normal and ambient occlusion maps, so you won't have to waste time creating complex meshes. They also introduced support for interactive baking, and this will allow your project to bake in real time while you are working on them, and the baking progress will be shown on the status bar. In addition, you can disable it or enable it whenever you want. Now jumping to texturing, Toolbag now supports UDIM texturing, and with this, you can easily manage assets with textures that span numerous styles, whether painting, applying procedural layers of detail, creating complex tasks, and so on. The vector layers adds now a new addition that provides a non-destructive way of editing without altering the original texture. You can use the layers to store multiple shapes and perform Boolean operations and make complex designs. Some other features introduced are the sync point, which allows you to add geometry details that can influence other layers in your texture project. Also, you can carve groups that can be used to blend multiple layers using a single height style mask. Also, the clone tool, which works like the Photoshop stamp tool. This will allow you to create samples from one region of the canvas and transfer or paint it on another, which I can say has many use cases to quickly fix problems with textures or duplicating existing details. There is also a number of other new texturing features and enhancements, like the recolor adjustment layer, the color selection improvements, and more. When it comes to rendering, the software also added some rendering and materials features, notably the UDIM support for materials, and the addition of a new hybrid rendering mode that balances the raster renders interactively and the ray tracer's image quality. The hybrid mode splits the rendering of various lighting passes so they can be independently denoised. The update also improved rendering speed when it comes to resource-intensive and complex scenes that has ray tracing up to 10 times the scene with high bounce count. And if this is true, this will be a huge deal for Marmoset users. It is also possible now to render realistic hair and fur, and import hair grooms in Alembic. Also use the new hair reflection model for rendering. Other additions include the material layering, the bevel shader, triplanar materials to project the materials without the need for UVs, procedural skies, and the AGX tone mapping. Also, one of the areas that saw improvements or updates is the user interface. Actually, I don't know if I can call this an improvement, as the user interface has been revamped, simplifying many elements and introducing some changes. The system will also scale better with the high DPI displays. In addition, Apple Silicon hardware can now run Toolbag natively, and this change brings performance improvements to the Mac platform and its users. Generally speaking, I don't want to bore you with a lot of details about the new features, but just know that Marmoset Toolbag 5 has been released for public beta and you can try it right now for free. So if you want to know more about the whole thing, I encourage you to take a look at their website, and there you will find all the new features which I talked about in this video in addition to more details. So there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.